Hi, and welcome to another chapter of Bruiser's Playbook. Today we're going to look at outlining some commonly used tonalities with different pentatonic scales. Specifically, we're going to learn how to give a standard minor 7th chord a Dorian feel, right? And we'll give our dominant 7 chords some varying degrees of tension. And then we'll take a G major 7th chord and we'll give that a Lydian feel. Alright, so if you're ready, we'll get started. Okay, so if we play a G minor pentatonic scale over our G minor 7 chord, we get the standard minor sound plus the addition of the 11th chord tone. So alright, so what we have here is we have the first, and then flat second, flat third, the 11th, the 5th, flat 7, and then back to the tonic. Now if we play a D minor pentatonic scale over our G minor 7 chord, we get the addition of the 9th along with the 11th. So here we go. We're going to use the third pattern of the D minor pentatonic scale, and what we get is the 9th. First we get the 1st, then the 9th, then the 11th, then the 5th, flat 7, and then back to 1. Okay, so if we play an A minor pentatonic over our G minor 7 scale, we get the 9th, 11th, and the 13th. So we're going to use, since we're here, we're going to use the pattern 3, or I should say pattern 5 A minor pentatonic here. And that sounds like this. We have the 1, 9, 11, 5, 13, and then 1. Okay, now let's take a look at what happens with a G dominant 7th chord. And if we play a G major pentatonic over that, we get all our core triad tones plus the addition of the 9th and the 13th. So we're going to use the second pattern for this, and it goes like this, and we have the 1, 9, 3, 5, 13, and then 1. Okay, and if we add a pattern 1 standard G minor pentatonic over that, we get the flat 7 and we get the 11 there. So here we go. We got 1, flat 3, 11, 5, flat 7, back to 1. And that's how we get the tension, because we get the blue note in there, you know. The flat third. Now, one other thing we'll do over our G7 chord is play a D flat minor pentatonic over our G7 chord. So we're going to use a pattern 4 D minor pentatonic shape here, and what we get is we get flat 9, 2, 3, so flat 9, 3, flat 5, 13, 7, and then back to our flat 9 again. So we get the alternate notes of the flat 5 and the flat 9 in that. So, you know, you get... Okay, so over a G major 7 chord, we will play, again, G major pentatonic scale, and we get the same results that we get when we play it over a G dominant 7th chord, mainly because there's no 7th in this particular scale. So again, we get the 1, 9, 3, 5, 13, and then 1. Okay, so playing a D major pentatonic scale over our G major 7 chord gives us the upper extensions of the 13th and the 9th. So we're going to play a pattern 4 scale here, and starting here we have the 7th, and then we have the 9th, and then the 3rd, and then the 5th, and then the 13th, and then end on the 7th. Alright. Now, in the contemporary world of music, whenever the 11th is featured in a major chord, it is sharpened because the natural 11th is considered to be too dissonant. So we're going to play an A major pentatonic scale over our G major 7th chord to emphasize that sharp 11th tone. So we're going to do a pattern 1 A major pentatonic, and we're going to start here with the 7th, and then the 9, and then the 3rd, and here's our sharp 11, and then 13, and then back to our 7th. Okay, what I can tell you now is, first, make some backing tracks using these chords and see what kind of lines you can come up with. Next, in every scale there are chord tones, either the 1, 3, 5, or 7 to resolve to. Use the strong beats as places to resolve these chord tones to. And finally, just as there are 4 different voicings for our 3 chords, you know, these voices right here are all root position, and since we have our 4-note chords, there are 4 different voicings, and there are also 5 different fingerings for our pentatonic scale, which you've seen them all here. So my advice is to create a window for each inversion up the neck, finding, you know, your 3 suitable fingerings for each position you find yourself in. And that's pretty much it. You know, there are other ways to address other chords, and maybe we'll get to that in the future. But until then, this is Bruiser signing off, and we'll see you next time.